What up, Sauce Gang, and welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with another dope reaction for you. It is Saturday morning, and I want to kick off the weekend with something fun and exciting. So we are jumping back into Mark Rober and checking out his video, World's Largest Devil's Toothpaste Explosion. Now, last week we checked out his world record setting elephant toothpaste, but now we're gonna check out an explosion. Because what's better than an explosion and elephant toothpaste? Those two together like peanut butter and jelly. I'm beyond hyped for this, but before we jump into it, show Mark some love by subscribing to his channel. And if you enjoy my reaction, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel. But enough talking. Let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats. Woo, woo. Oh, Sauce Gang.
2, 1.
This is me reclaiming my title for the world's largest and tallest elephant toothpaste experiment. And this is a totally different kind of reaction we discovered in
It just looked like a massive man-made beaker.
all our experimentation called Devil's Toothpaste, which is insanely reactive and super dangerous. I'll explain why in a minute, but for now, here's a hint.
Bro, that shock, that was like shooting shrapnel. They can use that in the war. Wow. In the war.
And if you look closely in both shots, I'm not holding the trigger. This kid is. In fact, that kid was the whole reason we were there at all, because this was a culmination of 8 months of planning to throw him the most epic birthday party ever. And all of this started inadvertently from a single surprise phone call. What's up, Fletcher?
Oh my god.
What's going on, buddy?
What?
He's just like, is this, Chad, this is gonna get, it's gonna be sad, but it's like, is it, no, no, I must be dreaming. This ain't Mark Rober. This ain't Mark Rober. He is literally speechless. This is awesome.
How are things, man?
They just got better?
This is Fletcher. And this is also Fletcher a year before this call, but unbeknownst to everyone at the time, also pictured here under all that amazing hair was a fast-growing brain tumor. They eventually realized something was wrong and discovered it was a dangerous form of brain cancer so rare he was only the 6th kid ever known to have had it. So his family uprooted their lives for a year and moved almost 1,000 miles to be closer to St. Jude, where they removed the tumor and would try and fix his brain. In fact, our call was the night before he was going back in for another brutal week of chemo. He's such a funny kid, and I was so inspired by his hopeful attitude that after talking for an hour, I secretly vowed that if he made it to 13 years old, I would fly him and his family out and surprise him with just the dopest birthday party ever. And not long after, I texted Fletcher this picture, so he knew we had closely matching hairstyles, but what he didn't know is that plans were already underway for him and I to take back the record for the world's largest elephant toothpaste. And as a quick refresher,
he lost it already.
Last summer, my buddy Science Bob and I set the world record for elephant toothpaste by filling up an empty swimming pool. I wanted to be able to swim in the foam afterwards, so we figured out how to use yeast as the catalyst, which is in fact safer, but it doesn't react very fast. And our video seemed to inspire some folks, because 2 months later, this happened in David Dobrik's backyard, where they didn't bother with the yeast and just took the normal reaction and scaled it up a bunch. But then a few weeks later, these guys in Brazil did the largest experiment yet, and they are the current Guinness World Record holders. And so even though Fletcher's birthday was still 8 months out, we started our testing right away, because I knew blasting a world record amount of foam straight up into the sky wasn't as easy as it might sound. And the part that concerned me the most was picking the right nozzle size.
or having a non-glass beaker. Can you imagine that massive, like, the one that he shoots it at the end? Just imagine that being glass. It's just like, my bad, guys. Hopefully you got some eye protection.
Here's what I mean. These 3 containers are identical except for the diameter of their outlets. If that diameter is too large, it looks kind of cool, but it doesn't really go that high. Too small, and it will go high, but it just looks like confetti and doesn't look that impressive. But for every container, there is a Goldilocks size diameter opening that gives you that cool laminar looking flow while still going pretty high. And you might think, well, why don't you just take a typical flask that works so well and just scale all the dimensions up? And we tried that on our first 5-foot scale test. And just as I feared, it went all confetti on us. And the problem is illustrated here. If you want to scale up and double all the dimensions...
Science, chat. It's science. He's about to drop some science, knowledge, and words on us on this early Saturday morning. I'm ready. Bring it on, Mark Rober. Bring it on!
...of the block, you get this. It's perfect. All these dimensions increased exactly by a factor of 2. But wait a sec, the volume increased by a factor of 8. This is called the squared cube law, and its effects are everywhere in nature, such as...
Mark, everybody knows the squared cube law. Shh. Get out of here. You don't need to explain that to us. That's not no rocket science.
putting a hard
I know the square, you know, I know that, I just don't know what the law is. The law. I'm the law.
limit on just how big land animals can be, because how heavy you are is a function of your volume, but the strength of your muscles and bones is a function of their cross-sectional area. So since animals evolved to get heavier by the power of 3, but stronger by only the power of 2, at some point it's just too much. So on the next 5-foot test, we increased the top diameter by a mere 3.5 inches. But now the pendulum swung too far the other way because while the column looked smooth, it didn't really go that high. And so finally for the third test, we let the pendulum swing back just a tad and shave down that diameter by just over an inch to try and dial in that Goldilocks outlet size.
Chat, that's when you get like that real food poisoning and it goes out the front and the back, you know? Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, this is what I'm like in the morning. I'm sorry, chat. It's way too early. But we got this. Let's go.
And sure enough, the column went really high and looked great. But this test uncovered another issue. With such a high volume of foam, the pressure was creating some really high forces in the flask.
What happens when you eat Taco Bell, chat?
That's a lot.
That is literally Taco Bell coming out right there. That's when you get that cheesy gordita crunch. Oh, it's so delicious going in, but it don't feel good coming out.
A lot of damage, which, quite frankly, left us with only one option. And so with the power of flex tape, we scaled things up even further to a 10-foot test and did our best to interpolate that Goldilocks outlet size.
Literally shut right on that.
So once
person
again,
too.
the outlet size worked great, but our joint construction wasn't prepared for the further scaled up forces. In fact, score a fat W for the flex tape, where you could see it single-handedly held the thing together, even as the screws and wood busted through. And we were realizing we just had to make the structure so over-engineered and indestructible, so the only option for the foam to escape.
You gotta build it with adamantium. Adamantium will do it.
The high pressure would be going out the top. And so while that wasn't a perfect result, I felt like we'd learned enough from all of our failures to design it strong enough for the final 20-foot world record version. In the end, we ran over 150 tests, not only to determine the right scaled up flask dimensions, but things like, does neck length have an effect? What happens if you vary the soap amounts? What effect do different brands of food coloring have? All of these tests were really insightful, but perhaps the most interesting finding was stumbling upon something I've affectionately named Devil's Toothpaste. Now you might be thinking, Devil's Toothpaste? That seems a bit extreme, Mark, but allow me to demonstrate. This is a shoebox full of the standard formula of hydrogen peroxide, sodium iodide, and soap that pretty much everyone uses to make elephant toothpaste. Now here's the same volume of reactants, only this time using Devil's Toothpaste. Now see if you can spot the difference in real time.
It's instant and more.
Not only is it hyperreactive, but the reaction is much hotter, so you get these really cool bubble formations. Here's one more. Once again, this is normal elephant's toothpaste in an Erlenmeyer flask. No big deal, people have been doing this for years. But once again, here's the same volume of reactants, now only with Devil's Toothpaste.
Holy cow, bro!
And given how explosive this is, this may be irresponsible of me, but while we watch the replay, I'll tell you exactly how to make it. You start with 2016. Once that mixes, you're gonna Oprah Winfrey. a torch on the
Not
leftover
irresponsible
rabbit
as
fur,
all.
and you're good to
Blank,
go.
blank,
And so by
blank,
taking
blank.
some rigorous safety precautions, we also intended to set the first and therefore only world record for the world's largest devil.
Bro, did you literally saw the shards. You saw the shards of glass, me matey. Why do I always end up talking like a pirate? I don't know. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is on this channel.
Toothpaste experiment by filling 6 55-gallon drums with 400 times the amount that broke the flask here. And so after 150 tests and 8 months of
bro,
work,
this is
feeling
gonna
much
be
more
epic.
confident about our build plans and chemistry, we packed everything up and made our way to the small farming town of Gridley, California. We chose Gridley because our
Gridley, you're
family
not
friend
ready.
Dale graciously agreed to let us use
Is that a house?
his land, which is full of hundreds of acres
house?
of walnut trees.
Is that a house? Bruh! Jeez! What up? Gus! Gus!
No, don't even think about it, Fat Gus. He also had a great backyard we could make use of. And so with only 4 days left till Fletcher was flying out for the party, we got to work on a 20-second build montage.
Oh, get it. Get it, Mr. Rover. Where's the flex seal? You gotta flex seal that puppy.
And it took 4 consecutive 14-hour back-breaking days of labor in the hot sun, because with so much time to plan the most epic birthday party ever, I just kept adding more and more ideas to the list we would need to pull off. So in addition to building the indestructible 20-foot flask and the Devil's Toothpaste dumping mechanism, we also needed to make a methane bubble fountain, a 3D bubble printer, a fire tornado, a slip and slide into a pool, and an epic bubble pit. And even though I brought my buddies, it was cool to see this turn into a
So, in other words, the moral of this story is Mark Rober's also opening a birthday throwing party business where you can have the best birthday of your life. This is gonna be insane, bro.
modern day small town USA barn racing. If we needed extra hands or a piece of equipment, 10 neighbors were there like instantly to help us out. And so the morning of the big day, there was still a lot of last minute scrambling, but things were looking pretty good.
I'm seriously so nervous right now. I love pranks, and a surprise is like the most wholesome type of prank. So I haven't been able to sleep for days just thinking about this, like every last detail to how this will go down.
And so with only 1 hour left, we did one final test run on everything. First, the Devil's Toothpaste,
A perfecto!
and then the 20-foot flask. For the real reaction, the peroxide would fill the whole bottom pool where John was standing, and then the troughs would dump over all the catalyst at once, sort of like this. And I should mention, Guinness only lets you choose one world record category per event, so we were going for the tallest, but when we did the math to scale up the flask to the arbitrary height I picked of 20 feet, and this is a true story, it was exactly 1 gallon less than the folks in Brazil who set the world record for the largest. And so don't mind me while I set these 2-gallon containers right here. And so as people started gathering for the surprise, I hit the hardened streets of Gridley, California.
Like, wait, bro. Why would you not just put the extra? I spoke too soon, and I digress.
To look for some kind of last-minute disguise. And so after a bit of a warm-up, because these are all moves I can for sure do, and that's definitely me in the costume, the moment I had spent the last 8 months planning for had finally arrived. And the cover story for the kids is they were coming to tour a walnut farm of a distant relative. And to provide a good juxtaposition, I wanted him to feel as awkward as possible for this part. And then when we gathered for the picture, I snuck up right behind him and took off my mask.
All right, cool. What do you guys want to do next? What should we do?
You see, he's like, what'd you say, Shaggy? What'd you say, Shaggy?
His sister Isla also had no idea any of this was going to happen.
He's gotta be sweating in that
What
suit.
up, buddy? How are you? Get in here. I'm the boy. What's up, dude? When I'm not making videos, I'm the Gridley mascot.
Mascot.
To really stretch out the surprise, I wanted him to think I was only there to drop in and say hi. So I had Dale suggest that I take the kids for a ride in his doom buggy. To which I reluctantly agreed, because, you know, I'm a busy guy.
I could do it. Like 15 minutes. You guys want to go for a razor ride? Is that cool? Let's get the whole crew. Your sister? I had about like a half an hour, so it's good to meet you in real life.
He just keeps bumping it up. Yeah, I got 15 minutes. I got about a half an hour. I really got to leave in about 45 minutes. Hey, in an hour, should we do lunch? Hey, an hour and 15. All right. Oh, this is some wholesome fun, man.
Not a word, I'm good. Watch out for walnuts. Oh, a single walnut grows in one of these, which is crazy to me. All of those are just a single walnut.
I didn't know that. I'm learning new stuff every episode, chat.
As we pulled up the driveway, I stopped the dune buggy in a precisely predetermined location where the view of the 20-foot flash was obscured by the truck.
I heard it was your birthday, so I got you something simple.
Well, tomorrow's my real birthday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. I'm one day off. So Fletch, I gotta come clean, buddy. You and I today are gonna set a Guinness World Record for the world's tallest elephant toothpaste.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
You
Is his name gonna be on this too? Because that would be pretty dope.
are currently in a YouTube video. I want you to wave to your 20 million of your newest friends.
Hello.
We're gonna put all the elephant toothpaste in there and just blast it in the air.
Yeah, I got 15 minutes.
I actually fully cleared my schedule.
Oh my god.
With the surprise fully and successfully executed, my heart rate finally lowered a bit, and I gave them a preview of all the cool stuff we had
This
lined
is
up for
gonna
the
be
party.
insane.
Then we headed to the backyard where he saw the setup and his mom.
You are devious.
Because at this point it had sunk in that
Genius.
there would be no Walnut Farm tour, and that her and I had been conspiring for months.
Time for a birthday party, chat.
For now, though, it was time to party.
Hey, that's scientist Dave, right? Isn't his name Dave? Scientist Dave. He used to have the record before he stole it, and then, or not stole, you know what I mean, before he got it, and then they had the record together. I think that's Scientist Dave. Yeah, it's how you do a phone party, chat. Nice. Bro, that is a phone machine. I wonder what happens to that pool water with all that soap in there. Nice pool. Hey, no running. No running around the pool. That's how people get hurt. That's how you get hurt. Slip and break your neck.
Next bubble party, Mugwummer.
Ooh, like a samurai. Oh, come on. Oh, that is cool. Spin it. Spinner.
Before we busted out the flaming bubbles or the
so
bubble
cool.
pit, we headed across the street to check out the world's first and therefore largest devil's toothpaste experiment.
Oh, so hold on. So he's doing two. Maybe sometimes I don't know. Details escape me. So this is gonna be the record for the largest, because I thought he said they could only do one, right? So I wonder, they're doing it for the tallest though, I think, if I remember correct. All right, hey, there we go. Stop bubbling. 3, 2, 1. I want to see. Turn around. Bro, I wonder how hot that is in there right now. That's got to be super hot. I didn't screw it up.
Science Bob came over and hooked us up with
Dang it! I was thinking. I knew it was either Bob or Dave. Like in my head, I'm like, Bob? Nah, it can't be Bob. It's Dave. I think it's Dave.
the slow-mo shot.
Whoa! That is bananas, bro. is beautiful. Chef's kiss, chat. Chef's freaking kiss, chat.
This shot was from a GoPro on rails, and we weren't quite fast enough with the pull. And for some reason I found this, like, Wall-E level pathetically sad. You can see, even in slow-mo, the reaction happens so incredibly fast.
It was super quick.
And I apologize for the gratuitous amount of slow-mo, but this has got to be the coolest thing I've ever filmed.
It is pretty. It's very pretty. I like the very dramatic cinematic music to it. Oh, yeah. You gotta get some ambient voices.
And afterwards, it kept oozing this rainbow Play-Doh extrusion thing.
Oh, wow. It's like a little snake. I ain't cleaning that up. I ain't cleaning that up. Man, it's gotta be hot.
It just looked like some kind of whimsical alien landscape. And as you can see over time, it just sort of deflates itself. And after that, we went back and ate some dinner and had some amazing and not at all creepy Army of Fletcher face cupcakes while the crew started prepping for the big world record finale. And in the vein of cool stuff I would need to have at my birthday party if I was turning 13 years old, I of course had to bust out the Elon Musk flamethrower to light some fire bubbles. And finally, it was back to the front yard to top things off with the most amazing bubble pit ever. It was like belly flopping on a cloud.
I want a belly flop on a cloud. Sign me up.
And at this point, we realized it was taking way longer to fill up than we had calculated. So it was all hands on deck to try and pull this off before the sun went down. Oh, and this is cool. The bubble pit was dual purpose because once emptied, it served as the bunker to give a completely safe front row seat to whatever was about to happen. And so with the flask really close to being filled, Fletcher asked to take a very quick last-minute ride in the Tesla because he'd never been in one.
I know.
This one.
This one.
Okay.
This is in like everything.
Life theme
You
music.
guys are in a Mark Rover video.
Per the request, I gave them a quick ride.
Autopilot.
Oh my god!
The weird part is I can sit and have a conversation with you, Fletcher, and this feels very freaky. But
They do that in Fast and the Furious where they're like looking each other's eyes, driving. They're like, oh yeah, I see you, bro. I see you. And
remember our story, all right? 10 miles an hour tops.
And so with the official measurement drone in the air, our timing was perfect because we made it back just as they were sealing up the door for the big moment.
Okay, Fletcher, I'm handing this to you officially. To think, you should have been touring a walnut farm right now.
And so after 8 months of planning and so much
bunker
work
is
by
awesome.
so many
And
people,
watch, it just like shoots right on them.
the coolest birthday present I've ever given
This dude's
anybody
yard is
came
getting
down to this
destroyed,
moment.
fam.
3, 2, 1.
How? Oh my god, it held together! Oh, it mainly just shot out the bottom though. Oh, it literally oh, it did. It exploded out the bottom. Oh, bro, that kind of sucks, but that's still sweet. Oh my god, it literally exploded out the bottom.
It worked! It went from the bottom.
Yeah! Came out the bottom and lifted it up! Look at my truck! Let's go!
You think that burns paint?
So cool. That exploded from the bottom.
Look at the truck, it's like buried next to it.
It's just searing away the paint right now.
Oh!
I love how it starts. Is that like a nail hole that it's just squirting? Did it shoot out a nail? That is crazy, fam. Bloop. Bloop. And then awesome, chat.
And I'd just like to point out how great that flowing column looks with a perfectly selected outlet diameter. That is, until things got chaotic once the pressure changed drastically from the big rupture.
I wonder how high that would have shot, bro.
We literally made a rocket ship. I mean, fundamentally, this is how rockets propel themselves. And the actual failure mode wasn't really a floor strength issue as much as it was a stiffness issue. I knew our structure weighed over a ton, so I just didn't consider that the reaction could lift the whole thing 5 feet into the freaking air. And at NASA, that's what we refer to as a critical oversight. But honestly, this result was way more spectacular, plus it leaves room for improvement. And I should also note, even with all that, we still crushed the previous world record by more than double. And so as the sun went down, Science Bob lit up the fire tornado as a fitting end to the party.
That is awesome.
I also told Fletcher there was one more thing, which is that with a little help from Dale, he could use some heavy equipment to destroy our beautiful creation. And so with that, the party was all over.
That was epic. I'll never.
Oh, this video is so. This might be one of the most
As they drove
wholesome
away, I
videos
thought
I've
about
seen.
everything they've been through for the past year and all the people that came together from all across the country to donate their time and energy for a kid they've never even met. And I might not vote the exact same as all of them, but for like 5 inspiring days, none of that stuff mattered. Whenever I find myself short on hope, I find it helps to put my phone down and choose to see the good parts in my fellow humans and be one of the good parts for my fellow humans to see. And so to Fletcher, thank you for being such a good example of holding on to hope amidst really lame circumstances. Happy birthday, buddy, and congrats on your new world record.
Oh my God. He is on it. That is awesome. He put him on it. Bro.
Two.
Oh, so whoa. So they did do another one. So they did. Hold on, let me bring in. God, I'm getting a little emotional, chat. It was really sad. All right. I don't know. This was so good. Like, the range of emotions. I didn't know what we were getting into with this video. I definitely didn't know. You know, he was gonna have essentially a terminally ill person on here. Who I'm wondering, chat. Is there anything in the description? How's Fletcher? Is Fletcher still good? This moment he has 2 subs. I'm one of them. Oh, chat, let's see. Let's peep this out. He's got 80,000. Let's go. Subscribe. Bro, touring the duct tape fact. Good for him. That's good. Anyways, this was really awesome, chat. I had an absolute amazing time reacting to this. Again, this video, it really gets you in the feels. It tugs on your heartstrings. A range of emotions. You get sad, you get happy, you laugh. And that devil's toothpaste, holy cow, that is some dangerous stuff. Just shooting shards of glass everywhere. But I'm really stoked to see, because it looks like they redid the column and fixed it so it legit just shoots out and not just, you know, Taco Bell's out the bottom. And if you know, you know. But this was really special. Borderline got me speechless there, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. So I had an absolute blast reacting to this. I can't wait to check out the other ones. And if you enjoyed this, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel. Enjoy your weekend, fam. And remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats, and as usual, be kind to one another. And that's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Got nothing but love for the Sauce Gang. Peace. All right, I'm out. And I hope Fletcher's doing good. This was really awesome. Peace out, fam. I love you guys. Woo-woo.